This is Chapter 2 of Sydney Babylon by W.D. Pollock. All names and events in the story are fictional. Any resemblance to actual persons or events is accidental and non-intentional. Historical figures are used as the story requires in as respectful a manner as serves the story. This book is dedicated to Jamie and Alex, the most awesome sons a man could have, as well as being dedicated to Bernie, Tim and Jared, siblings of great regard. Chapter 2, Fateful Day. 1. The key didn't fit in the door lock. I suppose I knew that would be the case. The newspaper told me that it was the 7th of March in 1997. I began to think that someone had belted me on the head and I was having a bit of a strange dream. It was 2020. My birthday was yesterday. I was 40, not 17. I made my way downstairs to the front desk and the young man at the desk smiled at me. It was an insincere smile as I approached. "Mate," I started. "The key won't open the door," I said. I volunteered the key to the youngster. He looked at it and then shook his head. "That's because it's not one of our keys, sir." He turned his attention to the chunky computer monitor. "What was your name again?" I told him. He looked at the screen and then up at me and then back at the screen. Your room is currently empty, sir." His smile left his face to be replaced by a concerned frown. "Here," his voice dropped to just over a whisper. "I can't let you go out. I'll give you the room." He quickly tapped at his keyboard and handed me a key. I hurried back to the lift and pressed the button to open the doors. As I got in the lift, I realised that it wasn't my room. My stuff would no longer be there. I had no change of clothes or toiletries. As the doors opened and a scary poster met me, I realised that was probably going to be the least of my problems. I found my room and opened the door. Room 250 was empty and very basic in its adornment. There was a bed and a TV, which was bolted to the wall. A remote dangled below it, held by a chain. If you needed to change the channel, you had to get up and go to the telly to do so. There was a kettle and a modest assortment of tea and coffee sachets sitting on the bench that ran along the wall under the television, the brands of which I'd never seen before. The bed was a single bed, covered in a plain blue comforter. I moved to the door to what I assumed was the bathroom and found a basic toilet, basin and shower. There were a couple of towels hanging on the rack and a small packet of soap. At least I could have a shower. The bed was hard. Very hard. I didn't think I'd be sleeping a whole lot as it happened anyway. I stood and turned on the telly and found the news channel. The 1997 I remembered from my childhood did not have a dedicated news channel on the telly. Indeed, pay TV had just started to take off. I couldn't remember if there was a dedicated news channel on that package or not yet. Anyway, I decided to make a cup of tea and watch the news to see what was happening in this new world that I found myself in.